Hey guys, Mac here, bringing you another Nintendo Box video, and today let's talk about my favourite genre of games, and that's platformers, but more specifically 3D platformers. And when talking about 3D platformers, you'll often hear a lot of doom and gloom about it, because it's a genre that currently isn't getting much love, and that's because of market changes back in the late N64 era and past that. Because in the N64 era and kind of PlayStation 1, this was getting a lot of coverage, a lot of people were doing these 3D platformers. All the main companies were at it, with games such as Banjo-Kazooie, of course Mario 64, you've got Gex, and even going to Crash Bandicoot. They were all really awesome games, and it's a shame that we don't get them. But I wanted to make a positive video, which is talking about why it actually looks, to me at least, why 3D platformers may come back. And that's because there's games that give us hope, guys. So A Hat in Time was funded on Kickstarter last year, and if you don't know what that is, there should be some footage on screen now, and it's pretty cool. It's in the vein of Banjo-Kazooie, and it seems to be pretty awesome. It's one that I will definitely pick up because I just love this genre, and it seems to be a real homage back to that, and you know, that's awesome. And the fact that it got funded on Kickstarter does prove something, because it proves that people care. So maybe the big companies can actually stand up and see this and actually do something. And then the next one, a more recent one actually, is Project Ukulele. That's the spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie, made by some ex-Rare employees who have their own company now called Platonic Games. And if you didn't already know, Grant Kirkhope, who is the guy who composed the music for the original Banjo-Kazooie series, is doing the music for this one, as well as some of the programmers being on it, so that's pretty damn awesome. And that gives us major hope. That gives us hope that it will actually be just like a direct successor to one of the better known 3D platforming games. And maybe that will, you know, maybe that will give Microsoft some motion and some kick up the bum to just go and actually make a good Banjo-Kazooie game, not nuts and bolts, and actually make one that is a legitimate 3D platformer, not taking the piss out of the 3D platformer heritage that that series had. But let's see, that's just obviously speculation. And what else is speculation, but it's kind of my thinking behind the whole thing, is that indie devs are currently making 2D platformers, guys. But have you ever really thought about why that is? One, they're probably fairly simple games to make in comparison to the rest of them. Certainly far more simple games to make than a good 3D platformer. It takes a lot less time to make a 2D masterpiece like Shovel Knight than it does to make one like Mario 64. Of course they're from different eras, but you get the idea nevertheless. And another reason for that is actually because these are the kinds of games that people who are now making these games and now starting these indie companies and, you know, being indie developers actually grew up on, and they're the ones that they kind of want to pay homage back to. So that's why you see a hell of a lot of Metroidvania ones. You could choke someone with the amount of Metroidvania indie games that are out there at the moment. And that's because people who are making these currently, like I said, are the guys that, and girls of course, that grew up playing these 8-bit and 16-bit games. And so of course a natural progression from that is the people who grew up playing 32-bit games, which are the point in time which 3D platformers were at their biggest point. They were at the pinnacle of gaming right then. And let's hope that that comes back, and indie developers are what is going to spearhead this, guys. Indie developers are only a good thing. If you guys don't think that indie developed games are just the same as other games, they are. They really are, guys. And the quality of some indie games, such as Shovel Knight and many others, look at any of the games developed by WayForward as well, any of the games like that, they just go to show that it actually is a legitimate thing. Indie games do actually make up a lot of the games industry now, and it's only going to go further that way, guys, you know, and that's not a problem to me. I think that's really awesome. But I really hope that we can get some awesome 3D platformers, because I want to go back to that time. In fact, the last truly magnificent 3D platformer, in my opinion, was Psychonauts, and that was so long ago now. Please make that Psychonauts 2. Please make it. But anyway, I really hope that we're getting back to that time of awesome 3D platformers, and I actually have faith that it's coming back around, guys. I think within the next few years we'll see many more 3D platformers. But what do you think of it, guys? Do you think that it's going to happen? Would you like to see more 3D platformers return? Or are you happy with the current retro kind of feel of the 2D platformers? Because personally, as much as I like 2D platformers, 3D platformers trump those every single day. So I would love to see this. If you've enjoyed this video, then please like, comment and subscribe. And I will try and get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.